fast of Daniel. 21 days to feed on the Word.
Very good morning to all of you, and welcome to our today Fast of Daniel broadcast. We start the last week of our fast, and I hope that through all these 2 weeks that we already made, these 2 weeks, you have learned more about the Holy Spirit and also what to do to receive the Spirit of God. Because when we talk about receiving the Spirit of God, we are talking about having another spirit besides our spirit living, dwelling inside of us, in the same body, another spirit. So how can two spirits live inside the same body if they don't agree with each other? No? Like two people. How can they live, share the same house if they don't agree on nothing? They are always in disagreement in things. They don't agree with the kind of food that one cooks. They don't agree the furniture with the sofa. They don't agree with the pillows. They don't agree on nothing. So how can these two people live? They can even try, but it would be able for them to live inside the same house. So the same thing happens with the Holy Spirit. How can the Holy Spirit live inside the same, our body that already exists there, a spirit, which is our spirit, if our spirit disagrees with the Spirit of God? So this is important for you who want to be baptized with the Holy Spirit. It's important that you understand that. So you may submit your spirit. And when we say spirit, we talk about mind, we talk about thoughts, we talk about the way your character. You submit your spirit to the Spirit of God. If there isn't intention of submitting yourself, your spirit, your mind to the Spirit of God, so it will be impossible that the Spirit of God come and dwell in that body, which is the temple of the Holy Spirit. But for Him to live there, this is important to happen. I have here this verse for today, so you can meditate on this verse. Psalms 51, verse 10. David said to God, "Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a steadfast spirit within me." So what do we see here is a man who was asking God to create in him a clean heart. So he was asking God, mold my heart according to your will, according to what you want my heart to be. And I will learn to live according to that new heart. He didn't wrote that. This is my understanding, because the heart is the center of emotions, the will of the human being. The heart represents the will of the human being, the soul, the will of the person, the desires, wishes, feelings, emotions. And the heart wants to feel free. That's the human heart. The human heart wants to have that sensation of freedom, Freedom for what? Freedom to do whatever they want to do and to think the way they want to think and live life the way they want to live, because they don't want to submit themselves to God, and they even think this is the human being heart, the human heart, don't want to submit to nothing, wants to feel free, to go and to do whatever it pleases him. He wants to do or feel or whatever. But at the end, the heart is always slave of something, of someone, or a feeling, or an emotion, or a person, or a trauma. It's always a prisoner, slave of that. You see how is human heart. He doesn't want the human nature, doesn't want to submit to God, because doesn't want to live with limits. Those limits are the discipline of God. And that's what makes us be really free when we live under the discipline of God that the Holy Spirit gives to us. The Word of God. He teaches, He tells us what we have to do and what we cannot do. So the human heart, the human nature doesn't want to be submitted to that discipline. And that's why David, that's what I understand, I believe, that David said to God, create. He didn't only ask, Lord, clean my heart. He said, create in me, like give me a new heart. Create from scratch, from nothing. Create in me a clean heart, O God. And renew a steadfast spirit within me. So I understand here a person who wanted to his will match with God's will, so he could have inside of him the presence of God, not the baptism with the Holy Spirit, but the presence of God being with him, not within him, but with him, in his mind, his thoughts. And for you who want to receive the Holy Spirit, this is very important. So this is our advice for today's today fast of Daniel, our broadcast, for you who want to be renewed, you who want to be baptized with the Holy Spirit, you who are seeking the Holy Spirit with all your strength, with all your heart, with all your understanding. Ask Him to do this. Ask Him and say, Lord, create in me a new heart. I'm willing to submit my will to your will. So that way, your Spirit can abide in me, can dwell in me, because my spirit is submitted to yours. So that way, it will be possible, like what we said at the beginning, two spirits, the Spirit of God and your spirit, to live in the same body. I hope that you understood the message, and I will invite you to come today, 10 a.m., 3 p.m., or 7:30 p.m., so you may pray for your finances, because today we are doing the chain of prayer for finances. So God bless you. God open the doors in this second semester of the year and bless your financial life. But also, during the fast of Daniel, every day in all our services, we separate a moment of the meeting, the service, to seek the Spirit of God. So I invite you to come and do that with us in one of our branches. You can always do it also at home, because You are not limited to seek the Spirit of God only in the church. You can do it everywhere. In the church, it's the environment that will help you in that prayer and in that seeking of the Holy Spirit. Okay? And later, also 10 p.m., I will be back here in our YouTube channel with the broadcast, the journey towards the exchange of spirits. And I invite you to be connected with us later on at 10 p.m. May God bless you all, and tomorrow, 8:30, I will return. Bye-bye.
The Fast of Daniel. 21 days to feed on the Word.